Hey guys, it's Mr. Gelming. It might be a good idea to push pause now and get a piece of paper. You're going to probably want a piece of paper, a sheet of paper for this activity, just to do it while I'm doing it. These are called box and whisker plots, or sometimes just box plots. Okay? And a box plot is a type of graph. I love these graphs. The only issue with them is that the person reading it has to know what it means and what everything is. I give them to our principal, Miss Flynn, all the time. She's a great math person, and I love using these. They're great at organizing information. It's another graph that's good for big pieces of information. So this graph, I took 16 cities and I recorded the high temperature. I'll just put high temp from, I just kind of picked a day and recorded it. Now, normally your first step would be to put them in order. For time constraints, I know you know how to put numbers in order. So I'm going to write them. 45, 48. If you got a piece of paper out, it'd be a good idea if you wrote them down also. 52. Oops. 50. That's a 53. 58, 61, 67, 71, 72, 75, 78, 79, 79, 82, 83, and 85. Okay. That is my 16 pieces of data. Okay, and I need to organize this data. So what we're going to use is we're going to use a box plot or a box and whisker plot. The first thing that we're going to do on this is have a number line at the bottom. So down here, a little bit lower, I'm going to put it quite low on the page actually. I'm going to run a number line. And this just actually helps with the box and whisker plot or the box plot. So I know that I'm going from 45 to 85. That's a span of 40 or a range of 40. So I'm going to put 65 in the middle because, well, it's in the middle. So 45, 50, 55, 60. And I'm just trying to space them out. It doesn't have to be exact. 70, 75, 80. But the better I space it, the better it'll look, okay? So that's a number line. We've done these before. That's not an issue. Well, box and whisker plots involve middle numbers and medians. You hopefully remember from a median that in order to do the median, you have to put the numbers in order. Well, guess what? These numbers are in order. And the very first thing we need to do is find the median of this set of data. I'm going to pause it while I rewrite these numbers, and I'll explain that in just a second why. But you might want to rewrite the numbers, and I'll explain. All I did there was rewrite the numbers. I just turned it off because it takes me so long to write with this stylus. And now we're finding the median. Remember, median means, one off of each side. So there's 16 numbers. So I know there's 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 6, 7 and 7. Instead of crossing off 8 and 8, those two numbers, now I have to find the middle of those two. One method is to add them together and divide it by 2. Well, 71 and 72 is pretty recognizable that the middle of that is 71.5. You can add them together and divide it by 2. You'll also get 71.5. You would be allowed to use a calculator on this. But this one's pretty evident. The middle of 71 and 72 is 71.5. So I'm going to go down to my graph. Like this would be 71, 72, 73, 74. I'm trying to go up. I'm just going to go slightly above it. And I'm going to go in between those two. And I'm just putting a line. That's meant to be just a vertical line. Not too big, not too terribly small. Okay? And that piece of data is called my median. Okay? That's my median. Now, once we have our 16 pieces of data, we're going to split them into two groups again. We're going to split this right down the middle. This is a group of 8 numbers over here, and this is a group of 8 numbers. Well, in order to do the next part of the box and whisker plot, we have to find the middle of those 8 numbers. So I'm going to rewrite these 8 numbers, making sure to include this one. Okay, I paused it again, and those are the 8 numbers. You can rewrite them. I made sure I included these. It's kind of why I rewrote it above here, so I have a picture of the numbers clear, because after I cross through them, they're a little bit less visible. I find the median. One from this side, one from this side, one from here, one from here. I know I'm going to do 3 of them, and then on the 4th one, I have to find the middle of those 2 numbers. Okay, that's the median of 53 and 58. So I'll just erase it when I'm done. It's no big deal. That one's not as easy to figure out. So if I add the 2 together, I get 111. And then I just divide that by 2. 2 goes into 11. Again, you can use your calculator on this. I get 10. I get 11. 2 goes in there, 10. I'd add a decimal, and it'd be 52.5. So I'm going to erase my work here. And my median of the lower half is called 52.5. So I'm going to go down here, 51, 52, 53, 54. 52.5 is halfway in between 52 and 53. So I draw a line right there. This is called the lower quartile. You may know what quartile means, or what the prefix Q-U-A-R-T, it means 4, because we're going to break this into 4 parts. So this is called the lower quartile, and the lower quartile is 52.5. Well, in order to do the other side, we have to find the median of that side, or the middle of that side. Again, I paused it and I made sure I include, what did I just do? I made sure I included all 8 of those numbers, including the number that we initially split. Well, when I do that, one from that side, one from there, one from here, one from here, so I do 3 of them, I'm left with 2. This one's a little easier because the middle of 79 and 79 is, 79. So I go down to the bottom to my number line, 76, 77, 78, 79. I mark it. And this is called my upper quartile. So we have our median, which is in the middle. We have our lower quartile, which is the middle of the lower half. And we have our upper quartile, which is the middle of the upper half. Now, we just drew lines there because this is going to be, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. This is our box. You know how this is called a box and whisker plot, or a box plot? Well, this is the box portion. Okay, this is the box. The other 2 numbers that we're going to get are pretty easy. We're going to find the minimum, which is the smallest number in our set. That's 45. So you go above 45. This time I don't put a line. I just put a little dot. Okay, why? I try to put it right in the middle of this line here, like height-wise, because I'm going to draw a line that connects it. Sometimes you can see where that's the whisker, okay, box and whisker. This piece of data, my marker doesn't, is the minimum. That's the minimum. So we have our minimum, our lower quartile, our median, our upper quartile. You can probably guess what's next, and that's the biggest number, or the maximum. So I go above 85, I put my line, and that is maximum. That's the maximum of the data. I'm going to do another video on these. This is what it looks like. Now, you normally wouldn't write the names. These names wouldn't normally be on here. You don't even have to have this number line on here. A box and whisker plot looks just like this here. I always do a number line below it and then do my box and whisker above it. It's how it works best. It's how it works easiest for me. I'm going to do another video, so we'll have 2 videos. We're only doing box and whisker. These aren't that hard. We're finding the middle of the whole thing. Then we're finding the middle of the lower half. Then we're finding the middle of the upper half. And the minimum and the maximum. And this sets us up. So the next video will explain some more of the details, some more of the information. I'll let you try it. You'll have your piece of paper out again and you can try it. Hope this makes sense. Hope it's not too messy. Let me know if you have any questions. I will talk to you later.